Another Tuesday, another chance to be a hero, or, to be a glorified crossing guard for a flock of particularly stubborn pigeons. They don't respect the badge, they don't respect anything. I swear one of them is the ringleader of an underground breadcrumb cartel. I've named him the Croissant. He's got this look in his eye, pure, unadulterated contempt. My partner Dave thinks I'm joking about the croissant. Dave's an optimist. He still believes in things like the inherent goodness of people and the structural integrity of gas station coffee. He's a golden retriever in a human suit. A lovable, naive, coffee-addicted golden retriever. We got a call. Suspicious individual loitering near the park fountain. Turns out it was just a guy trying to teach his cat to swim. The cat was not amused. I wasn't amused. The guy, however, was filming the whole thing for his influencer channel. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be a meme by morning. Cat cop or something equally humiliating. Then there's the paperwork. Oh, the glorious, soul-crushing paperwork. I filled out forms for lost hamsters that were longer than my college thesis. Species Photopus sungris, distinguishing marks. One ear slightly chewed, probably by his cellmate, Nibbles. Last seen, contemplating the existential void from inside a Habitrail tube. I'm not a cop, I'm a hamster detective. And the questions. The endless, mind-numbing questions. Officer, is it illegal to own a squirrel? Officer, my neighbor's garden gnome is looking at me funny. Can you arrest it? Officer, if a tree falls in the forest and no one is around to hear it, can I still file a noise complaint? I'm starting to think the police academy should have a mandatory philosophy course. But the real highlight of my week? The community outreach event. I had to wear a giant felt safety Steve costume and teach kids about the dangers of running with scissors. I think I gave one of them a lifelong phobia of craft supplies, and the costume smelled like regret and stale popcorn. Dave loved it, of course. He was Constable Cuddles. He did a whole song and dance about looking both ways before you cross the street. The kids loved him. The moms loved him. I think one of them gave him her phone number. I just got a juice box stain on my felt hand. Don't even get me started on the traffic stops. Everyone has a story. I was only going 5 over. My speedometer is broken. I'm in a hurry. My dog is having an existential crisis. I've heard it all. I'm pretty sure I could write a book of bad excuses. It would be a bestseller. And the things you see, I once found a guy trying to pay for a hot dog with a live chicken. The vendor was not impressed. The chicken was surprisingly calm about the whole thing. I think it knew it had the upper hand. Or, the upper wing. Then there are the real crimes. The ones that are actually, illegal. But even those have a certain flair for the dramatic, like the guy who tried to rob a bank with a water pistol. A super soaker. He was wearing a flamingo print Hawaiian shirt and a ski mask. It was a bold fashion statement, I'll give him that. Dave tried to reason with him. Sir, you're going to get the floor all wet. Dave's priorities are unique. I, on the other hand, was more concerned about the fact that he was demanding the money in unmarked, non-sequential, gluten-free bills. I don't even know what that means. And the media. Oh, the media. They're like vultures, but with better cameras and worse ethics. They'll twist your words, take your picture at the most unflattering angle, and then ask you for a comment on the city's pigeon problem. Because that's the real issue here, obviously. The croissant and his feathered mafia. I've been on the news exactly once. I was trying to coax a cat out of a tree and I fell. Landed in a dumpster. A full dumpster. The headline was, "Local Hero Takes a Dive." My mom framed it. But you know what the worst part is? The coffee. The endless, burnt, bitter coffee. It's the fuel that runs the justice system, and it tastes like despair. I'm pretty sure it's a violation of the Geneva Convention. Dave, of course, loves it. He says it builds character. I say it builds a strong case for justifiable homicide against the person who made the coffee. I'm not saying I would do it, I'm just saying I would understand. And the hours. Oh, the glorious, never-ending hours. I've seen more sunrises than a vampire with insomnia, and not the pretty, romantic kind. The kind that just reminds you that you have to do it all over again, and again, and again. But then, every once in a while, something happens. Something that reminds you why you put on the uniform in the first place. Like the time I helped a little girl find her lost puppy. The look on her face when I brought him back. It was worth 1,000 paperwork nightmares. Or the time I talked a kid out of making a really stupid mistake. He was scared, he was angry, and he was about to throw his life away. But I talked to him, I listened, and he put the gun down. That was a good day. And then there's Dave, my partner, my friend, my own personal ray of sunshine. He's the one who reminds me that not everyone is a jerk, that not every day is a disaster, and that sometimes, just sometimes, the coffee isn't completely terrible. Okay, that last one is a lie. The coffee is always terrible. He's the one who sees the good in people, even when I can't. He's the one who believes we're making a difference, even when it feels like we're just treading water. He's the one who reminds me that being a cop isn't just about the bad stuff. It's about the good stuff, too. It's about the little victories. The lost puppies, the scared kids, the moments of connection in a world that's mostly chaos. It's about knowing that at the end of the day, you did something that mattered, even if it was just arresting a guy in a flamingo shirt. So, yeah, it sucks to be a police officer. It's frustrating, it's exhausting, and it's mostly thankless. But it's also not. It's a job, a weird, crazy, sometimes wonderful job. And I wouldn't trade it for anything. Except maybe a job as a professional puppy cuddler. That sounds pretty good, actually. But don't tell Dave I said any of that. He'll get all sappy, and I'll have to pretend I have something in my eye. And I'm pretty sure my tough guy reputation can't handle another hit. Not after the Safety Steve incident. Besides, I've got more important things to worry about. Like the Croissant. He's out there, somewhere, plotting his next move. And I'll be ready for him. Me and my trusty, slightly stale donut. We're the thin, powdered sugar line between order and chaos. So yeah, another Tuesday, another chance to be a hero, or, to fight a pigeon. Either way, it's just another day at the office. And I wouldn't have it any other way. But seriously, if you know any professional puppy cuddlers, let me know. I'm asking for a friend.